Hi guys, so I'm gonna read Avengers Forever #1. So this is a limited series. Someone wanted me to read this a while ago, I think. Um, I was putting it off because I hadn't read the Kree Skrull saga, and I'm probably not gonna read that for a while. I read the first issue for a subscriber special, but it's gonna take me a while because I gotta read every Marvel comic before that. But we can read this one anyway. Um, if you guys watched my last video, I'm sorry if that one was kind of underwhelming. It was my 1,000 subscriber special. I wanted to redo my first video just to see how much the improvement I made. If you guys could tell in any improvements I made between the first Action Comics one, the old one, and the new one. I'm gonna leave the old one up. I'm not gonna private it or anything. I'm gonna leave both of them up and in the playlist so you can watch both of them. But Avengers Forever, Busiek, Paccio, and Marino. So that's the writers and artists in that. And prologue: the fourth closest planet to the star Beta Centauri, the 26th century. The city is Zatoa, between the Great Wastes and the Paliza Forest. It is known galaxy-wide for its shipments of delectable Corona fruit, and as the only source of the miraculous Yucca metal. But it is not the harvest that fills the minds of the small band that slips furtively through Zatoa's shadowed alleys this afternoon. And the only metalworking they give any thought to is the craftsmanship of the weapons they carry. All clear. Come forward. Quickly, quickly. Yeah, I have them. Shishfarth. These stolen plasma rifles. They, and our Yaka arrows, are our only chance. We must strike swiftly. Storm the Master's spaceport, and seize a ship. If we can make it to orbit and destroy the Overseer satellites, then we can arm our planet before they retaliate. Perhaps then we'll have a chance. That's what Lendu Gartina was about to say, but the words never leave his mouth, as he and all his brethren suddenly freeze as stock-still as statues. And it is not merely Lendu and his band who are affected. In the southern city of Ziera, the newborn son of Karva Tessera and Finu Barana has just drawn his first breath. But he falls abruptly silent in mid-squall, and no one takes note, for his parents, the nurse and attendants, are all unnaturally still as he. In Sutao, crowds throng at the market square. They came for the joining ceremony, uniting two great houses. But as the ceremony stands interrupted, its participants as immobile as its onlookers. And all the world over, it's the same: marketing, debate, lovemaking. The activity does not matter. Even funeral priests draw as little breath as those whose departure they honor. A world simply stops. Stan Lee presents Destiny Made Manifest. And then, I don't know if that should be, anyway. And then, whether minutes, hours, or days later, none can say, the ships come. Diving from space, they soar through every major city, and the silence is shattered, both by the scream of their engines and the dull crump of their plasmonic cannons. And through it all, as death rains upon them, and their cities fall, the planet's people stand frozen and unmoving. They offer no resistance, and still the destruction continues. The hammer troopers dropped from above like a host of angels. Their iconic thunder hammers lay waste to temples, towers, palaces, and more. The repulsor troopers target bridges, roads, and vehicles. In their wake lies only rubble and sprawled bodies. The shieldsmen are next, moving fluidly through the broken streets and plazas, their blades flashing methodically. They strike and move on, showing neither hesitation nor mercy. And then comes the micro swarm. Their tiny forms flood through cracks and crannies, into homes, schools, nurseries, and their high-pitched, angry buzz increases wherever they find life, and fades as they end it. And on it goes, until a full 17% of the planet's surface lies ravaged, and 34% of the populace dead, and it's then, and only then, that the survivors are allowed to awaken, to see what has become of their home. They gasp, taking it in. They cradle the bodies of loved ones, search for children, or rage at the gods, or at fate, not knowing why or how this happened. Then the answer comes. He descends from the sky, slowly and majestically, his image seen around the world, his voice penetrating every living mind. I am Johns Ricard, commander of the Galactic Avenger Battalion, Theta 4, and bloodkin to Emperor Ricard, who rules over all. And I have punished you, 12 of your number, 12 of you, who should be toiling for the greater glory of the Terran Empire, sought to rebel to strike at your guardians and protectors in some misguided quest for what they thought of as freedom. Now they are dead, and for their crime, many more of you have paid the price. And there's the, Captain America and Thor and Iron Man soldiers. This is your just and unavoidable retribution, people of Beta Centauri 4. This is your fate, and the fate of all those who defy the will of the mighty Avengers. I trust that you will defy it no longer. That is all. And as the stunned, shaken populace begins to pick through rubble and corpses, searching for wounded, or just for home, their overlord's voice still ringing in their minds. An alley which had a moment before been empty is empty no longer. This will not do. This will not do at all. Steps must be taken. And with that, and with a soft rush of imploding air, the alley is empty once more. An end prologue. Chapter 1, Mind Out of Time. The blue area of the moon, a ruined city built ages ago by the primitive alien Kree. Its trapped atmosphere still sustains life, which the band of superheroes known as the Avengers know full well, having recently fought a crucial battle here. And it is, in part, the results of that battle that bring them back here today in a space-rigged Quinjet. The first thing they notice is new construction, new buildings erected around the area of the ruins from which the modern Kree launched their failed strike against Earth. I think that's talking about Operation... There was a comic event called Operation something. Or it was the Shi'ar Kree War or something like that. I never read it, but it happened in the 1990s. This was when this comic was made. But they're expecting that after all. They know that the security and science agencies, SHIELD and StarCorps, have taken joint custody of the site and its contents.
I'm the Scarlet Witch, Agent Piolo. I believe we are told we were coming?
Yes, Miss Maximoff. You're expected. And the briefing said you will have cargo?
No, Agent. Not cargo, but a friend.
The Avengers slide the life support gurney out of the Quinjet gently, almost reverently, as they do. They look at the still young man it holds, and think of their history with him, or how different their world would be without him. His name is Rick Jones, and he has brought the Avengers together.
Thor, Ant-Man, the Wasp, Iron Man.
Sending out a radio alert about the rampaging Hulk, to which they all responded. He stood by the Avengers' side during their earliest days, as they found themselves battling the Space Phantom, Baron Zemo's Masters of Evil, Kang, Immortus, and more. Forging a bond with the team that could never be broken. He and the Avengers drifted apart after those early days, but their paths still crossed from time to time, and never more crucially than when Rick became the central figure in the intergalactic Kree-Skrull War. The two races, ancient enemies for millennia, battled with Earth's fate hanging in the balance. And for all their might, for all the power of the Avengers, it was Rick who ended things. His human evolutionary potential unlocked by the Kree Supreme Intelligence. Rick tapped vast mental energies that allowed him first to call up near-forgotten superheroes from his subconscious to protect him, and then to stop both races, Kree and Skrull, in their tracks with a mere wave of his hand. Once the war was over, Rick's vast powers faded away, and he went on to other things, partnering with heroes such as Captain Marvel and the Space Knight Rom, trying to help the Incredible Hulk, and ultimately paying a terrible price, as he was crippled and nearly beaten to death at the Hulk's hands. Then he came back into the Avengers' lives once more. He collapsed, victim of some unidentifiable malady. And where medical science failed, the Avengers stepped in, calling in inactive members Henry Pym and Hank McCoy, both of them brilliant biochemists. Unfortunately, I hate to admit it, folks, but this bouncing blue-furred boffin has come up dry. This is trickier than the legacy virus. There's some sort of energy permeating his cells, causing a bizarre biodecay. I don't have the first clue what it is, though.
But I do, Beast.
Huh? Iron Man?
It took me a while before I even thought of checking my old computer archives, but I've scanned this stuff before. Back in the Kree-Skrull War, on a flagship full of flash-frozen Skrulls, the power Rick used to do that. It's an exact match.
But knowing what the problem was didn't help them to understand why it happened, or what they could do about it. That's what brought them here, to the only being they could think of that might be able to reverse Rick's inexplicable condition.
Retina scan matches credentials and security records. You're all cleared, Avengers.
That's the 5th security checkpoint we've passed since landing. I know security's important, but isn't this taking it a little far?
Maybe so, Giant Man, but S.H.I.E.L.D. would rather be safe than sorry, especially when you consider who we're dealing with.
When the Avengers were last here in the Blue Area, they not only saved the Earth from Kree guerrillas, they took a prisoner. This is its cell. The Supreme Intelligence, An immortal, sentient, organic supercomputer whose vast bulk contains the sum total of the Kree race's best minds. Scientists, philosophers, statesmen, soldiers, and more, all preserved forever in one vast calculating mind.
Greetings, humans. I am honored by your presence.
Whoa. When we were here before Firestar, we never got to see this. It's so... Shh, Justice.
Save it, Intelligence. You know what we're here for. We'd like to be alone with it, please. You awakened this power in Rick before. You understand it better than anyone. We sent Rick's metafiles up here yesterday. And now we want an answer. Can you help him?
Perhaps it is an intriguing puzzle, and one I would not mind delving into. Leave the stripling here. I will report to you through my keepers when I have news to impart.
Unacceptable. You examine him in our presence. We're not going to leave him in your clutches.
I am a billion minds, Captain America, and more beside, with my power. If I wished the boy ill, I could kill him in front of you, and you would never know how I had done it. Furthermore, you would not have brought him to me if you had any other alternatives. So you must trust me, as it seems. Trust me. Or watch the boy die. Make your choice. It matters little to me.
All right, Intelligence. We're short on options, so we'll play it by your way. But trust me, smart as you are, if Rick's harmed, we'll make you pay.
Really, Captain, your posturing is utterly unnecessary. I may, in your parlance, have a gun to your head, but surely you realize that you have a much larger one to mine. I am dependent on humanity, on the technicians in the facility around us, for life support, data input, even simple conversation. Amusing, is it not? You fear me, but I am only of use to you if you conquer that fear and place your friend's life in my care. And I, in turn, must be worthy of that trust, for I live and die only to be by your sufferance, and can be punished at your slightest whim.
And you think we won't? You think we'll let you just sit here and laugh at us, telling us how helpless you are, but figuring we're too soft to actually do anything? If you cross us, well, let me tell you, Frogface, Vance!
That's enough, Justice. You've made your point, Intelligence. We'll expect your first report within 24 hours. And once they're gone.
Good day, Supremor.
You again. It seems that no matter how isolated I am, I will never be lonely.
You know why I'm here. The time has come. The point of balance has been reached.
Oh, I don't know what order this is. Okay.
Yes, it has. Just as you and I have discussed in our long hours of conversation, while my keepers think my chamber empty. It is the pivotal point at which humanity's destiny will tilt forever, towards freedom or towards stagnation.
You sound amused by this.
Perhaps I am. Such weighty matters, resting on such fragile shoulders. It does not amuse you?
Hardly. I know you have agreed to help me in this, Supremor, but you mock the gravity of what we face with every word you utter.
I serve the balance, and thus must be involved. But even if I did not, these are still my people. But you are an enemy of Earth, with no love for humanity, or a concern for its destiny. I would find you less unsettling if I knew why you took part in this.
Call it curiosity, if that is an answer that will satisfy you. My people, the Kree, reached an evolutionary dead end, a point of stagnation that costs them everything. I have taken great steps to free them of this, destroying my empire, decimating its population by radioactive fire, all in the hopes of restarting their evolution. But even if I have succeeded, my people face an unknown future. And learning all I can about how other races cross similar thresholds is a goal worth pursuing.
So this is all one big laboratory experiment to you, is it? Well, I don't like it. This is my planet, my people's destiny. It may be a cold, clinical matter to you, but...
Calm yourself, my robed friend. Regain your equilibrium. We have worked long and hard for this, influencing the boy, manipulating the Avengers, and you have no choice but to proceed now. You must now alert the one who must hear of this development, while I'll attend to the stripling.
You're right. Oh, I suppose you're right. The tall-robed man turned sideways, and it's as if he was never there at all. Limbo. To some, it is an extra-dimensional realm. To some, a mystic plane. And to others still, it is merely an abstract concept. But in limbo, where time and space are irrelevant, definitions hold less weight than gravity. And here, at the center of a land that has no center, sits a Mortis, master of time. Once he was human, and he has been much else in his times. An explorer, a ruler, a world-ravaging conqueror. But long since, he took on his ultimate role, that of appointed guardian of 7 centuries of time. He sits and broods, a Mortis does, scanning many eras, many time threads, alert for trouble spots that threaten the continuum. But all that he sees fails to hold his interest. As his attention returns, again and again, to a single scene, he sighs. He does not like what he must do, but he has his duty, his life's work. He cannot escape its requirements. He gestures. And in the blue mirror area of the moon, time stops. Trapped between one moment and the next, all activity ceases. The researchers, the technicians, the guards. Even the bubbles in the Supreme Intelligence's tank hover in place, rising not so much as a micron, while the look of crafty, searching interest on the face of the great being dulls to nothing. And then, into this region of no time,
a Mortis speaks, and as ever, Tempest obeys. You are most fortunate, frail timeling, for though I have been denied the sweet surcease of death by he who created me, you are under no such curse. Indeed, great Mortis has charged me to grant you the gift I can never share. And so, with the power of my mighty war club. I drain your spirit, your very life force.
And as the vital energies within Rick Jones begin to flow outward, upward, he slowly, softly coughs and draws a long, rattling breath.
What? He breathes, but a time sphere, countermanding my master's chronal spell, restoring time's flow within its boundaries. But who could?
We're a clever bunch, aren't we? Battling between heartbeats, our killing fields, space within a single moment. Ah, for a straightforward battle again. For war as it is, meant to be, army against army, and not this creeping between seconds.
Master?
No, grotesque weir, not your pathetic master, but Kang, the Conqueror. But your mistake is natural. We must have similar voices. I am, after all, Immortus's younger self. Or, more properly, he is the withered husk that I leave behind after a lifetime of triumphs he can only contemplate. Ha ha ha! Do not rise, on pain of death.
Pain, death, would be a blessing. Kang! You cannot be here. You cannot interfere with this. The consequences, they could be catastrophic. I guard the time stream. I preserve it. And for the safety of reality itself, Rick Jones must die. Tempest, attend to your mission. I hear, Master, and I obey.
Rick Jones lives, and he will continue to live, Immortus, because for all your pronouncements about what can and cannot be, I am here, and I will interfere with you, if for no other reason than to defy your scholarly cowardice in the face of the unknown. You wish for death, Tempest?
Psst, then have it.
An impressive display of force, Kang, but it will avail you not, for Tempest's body is made of the very stuff of limbo, the frozen time that I command, and each shattered piece of him can serve as a portal to bring through an army of the ages. An army so vast it can overwhelm even you. Retreat, Conqueror! This is history you meddle with. Destiny. You cannot prevent what is written.
Writers. Pfft.
Kang angrily crocks his fingers, activating sophisticated circuitry in his gauntlets, sending out a call. And from his trans-temporal armory, the call is answered.
History is not written, scholar, and neither is destiny. History is made by the deeds of the strong, the brave, and destiny is forged. The historians, the students, the graybeards, they come in the wake of the strong and write down what the brave has done. But it is the conquerors who change the world, and it will always, always be thus. Conquerors are swept up in destiny's tides, as surely as anyone else, Kang, and the scholars see the patterns, the truth. I have learned this, and you will, too, in time. But even you must know that this battle is over. My power shrinks your time sphere, even as you fight, and I can hurl 1,000,000 men at you. 1,000,000,000, 1,000,000,000,000. Accept it, Kang. You can do nothing else.
I accept nothing, fool, and I never will. You accept? You give in? You'll grovel before words and parchment. But Kang will never be you. 1,000,000,000 men, you say? Bring them on! Psh, psh, psh.
The army of the ages swarms forward, falling by the dozens, the scores, the hundreds, and still they come onward. And, mere yards away,
Huh? Huh? What on earth? Oh man, Kang Immortus, the Supreme Intelligence, all these knights and stuff, and not an Avenger in sight. Face it, Rico, whatever you've gotten yourself into now, it ain't good. And this glowing bubble around us, I can see it shrinking, and that can't be a plus. They don't seem to be paying any attention to me, at least. So maybe I've got a chance, if I can slip out of here, find a phone or something. But I kind of feel weird, kind of tingly.
The moment has arrived. The turning point has come. The youth has awakened, and his potential builds within him once more, nudged awake by my influence. And with Kang's stalemating Immortus, at least for the moment, humanity's chance is ripe to be seized.
Huh? What are you talking about, Big Brain? If you've been messing with me again, like you did before, I wanna... No good. He's not even looking at me. He's talking to someone else. But
the window of opportunity is a narrow one. Kang cannot stand much longer, for all his bravado, and I have taken as much action as I can. Now it is up to humanity to strive or to fail.
hey, if you're talking about me, big, green, and ugly, how about being a little less cryptic? I don't have a clue.
You will, stripling. Your race's evolutionary potential burns within you once more, and you must wield it.
But you do not know what to do, eh, Rick? There must be a force to stop Immortus. But more, there must be a measured response. One that can not only protect you, but can find the balance in its own destiny, can make the choices humanity will have to make at this turning point. Who? Once you delved into memory to bring forth champions Rick Jones. But now you must go beyond that, into the past, the future, into the very fabric of time itself.
energy flares within Rick Jones, blinding him from inside, erupting outward, filling the room with its glow. And when it fades...
What?
Where? How?
What'en? Next, Avengers assemble. So the Avengers, there's Goliath. I think that's when, I think Hawkeye was Goliath at one point, so I think that was, that could be Hank Pym, or it could be Clint Barton. I think it's Hank Pym, though, that's Wasp. There's the second Captain Marvel. I think that's supposed to be Hawkeye, I don't know who that is. That's Songbird right there, Songbird. There's Yellow Jacket, and there's Captain America. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you could like, comment, and subscribe, that'd be appreciated. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys later.